Here it is late at night. I just finished my dinner. My dinner consisted of a grilled cheese sandwich made with Texas toast, thick bread. You know what that means. Too much bread, too much butter, too much cheese. Well, I had two kinds of cheese. I had it's a hot chicken in the deli at Kroger, and I usually get it shaved because it's easy to just pull it apart and make good little sandwiches and things with it. And it's very, very good chicken. So that was my dinner with a few little carrot sticks. Carrot sticks go with grilled cheese sandwiches like celery sticks go with um, tuna salad sandwiches. Okay, so much for that. I had a story ready to tell you, but I changed my mind. I received a letter yesterday. Now, this could be a bit emotional, so I'm going to be careful and try to stay away from the emotion because you know how I get, and I don't look pretty when I'm trying to keep from crying. This letter, and I hope he doesn't mind my referring to it, is from a young man in Texas. His name is Toby. It is one of the sweetest letters I have ever read. Special to me. You know, there was a time when we all wrote handwritten letters. We don't do that anymore. In fact, his is a long 2-page letter. You think, ooh, that's a long letter. It holds your attention, every word, every word. It is one of the most delightful letters I have ever received. I would be sending him an answer in handwriting except for one thing. I've reached the age where pen in hand means my hand nervous. I can't even read my own handwriting. I can remember in elementary school I had a teacher. Oh, I thought she had perfect handwriting, and I wanted to write just like she did, and I practiced and I practiced. I wanted my handwriting to look like hers. I did have pretty handwriting for years. I don't have it anymore. So, about the only thing I do by hand is sign my checks. And so this letter is coming to Toby by YouTube. Toby, you mentioned that I probably didn't get very many inquiries and comments from men. I do. Now, a lot of my viewers, I don't know if they're male or female because of their little password. I guess you call it a password. They don't give a name that you would identify with male or female. But I have quite a few men who are regular with comments and their compliments, and I enjoy them, although it seems that most of my stories may relate to women. But I am amazed at how interested men and young men your age, young college boy, I'll call you a boy. You'll always be a boy if you're younger than I am. And it was I would read it, but no, I can't. I can't read the letter, and I don't think you would want me to read it all anyway. Um, I appreciate your letter and your gift. Your gift. I won't mention what it was, but you can believe that I appreciate what you gave me very much. I'm looking at your letter now, trying to pick up on the things I wanted to comment about. It's hard for me to read and think at the same time. Yeah, that's just the way it goes as you get older. And then the hand starts to shake. Well, I don't have to describe all that to you. Your day will come. I appreciate this letter partly because of your age. I have 4 grandchildren, all married. Only one has children. I've never received a letter from any of them. I have 3 great-grandchildren under the age of 9. I haven't seen them in 5 years. They live in Florida. I'm in Kentucky. It's like you living in Texas, but being from Kentucky, you know what it's like, what the state is like, what the lifestyle is. One reason I haven't seen these 3 great-grandchildren in 5 years is because of the pandemic. I had made airline reservation to visit them at the beginning of the pandemic. I had to cancel both flights. I could not take a chance, especially at my age, of getting on a plane and being infected. So both flights were canceled. It has reached a point where I don't ever even get any photographs of these children. One of them has never seen me. He's 5 years old now. The others I've visited with them, but I'm not real sure if they remember me. There are no photographs anymore. I don't understand this sort of thing. I'll never understand it. There's no reason for this kind of action. There is no reason for a young couple with young children to keep them away from their great-grandmother. I probably will leave this world, and the youngest one will never know what I look like. Now, one of the things I requested when I started my YouTube channel was, please let the children watch some of my videos. I want them to know who I am. I want them to be able to remember who I am. I know this is a morbid story. It's one I just accepted because there's nothing I can change about it. I don't know if the mistake was with me. Did I train my children to do the right thing? I don't think it's that at all. I think the parents are too busy. They're too busy. they don't have time and they're not interested in the elderly people. They're not interested in the people that they are going to become. Some of you, I'm sure, can relate to what I'm talking about, and it's not a good subject to bring up. It's not a happy thing to discuss, but this is everyday life now. If you don't connect through Facebook, you probably won't see your family members. You do get to see a few pictures. But one thing I do know, the parents of these great-grandchildren do not want to expose their children, which I understand this. They don't want to expose them on Facebook with their pictures. Life has become too dangerous for the young children today. I accept that. But I still would like to have a relationship with these little ones. And I never made another reservation. I never received an invitation after I canceled my 2 airline flights. Now, so much for that. Let's see what else I wanted to pick up on this. I've got the letter right here in my hand. And he has a beautiful handwriting, and I want him to know, Toby, I want you to know that I have some wonderful viewers who have become my friends on my YouTube channel. And I appreciate all of you. I appreciate getting closer to you, learning about you personally, but let's not get too personal. Nobody wants to be too personal, but I do like to keep up with you the same way you are keeping up with me. Oh, let's see. Oh, I'm reading through a little bit. You don't mind if I read. He says, I'm not sure how many other 21-year-old college students are subscribers of yours, but I'm sure there are many. I don't know how old they are. Doesn't matter the age. If I can relate a message to you that pleases you, I've done my job. And when I get responses, I know I've done a good job. I hope you understand that. Now, this is probably going to be one of the shortest videos I've done, but it will keep you in the kitchen a few minutes, stirring the soup and checking the bread in the oven. So, enjoy your day. And if you're a parent of a young child, do me a favor. Teach them good manners. Teach them to be kind and greet the elderly just as they would their best friend. Let them know their grandparents. Send photographs. It's amazing how much a photograph means to a grandmother or a grandfather. There's not much I can teach these children unless the parents will set them down in front of their iPad, iPhone, or the television set. I'm amazed at watching myself on television. Now, my daughter's television set covers half a wall. Mine is a 40-inch television. I don't need one bigger than that, because when I see myself looking back at me, I don't need to look any bigger than I do on TV. But it's kind of nice to listen to myself. Sometimes I look at the video and I say, oh, I need to delete that one. But then again, I start telling a story and I think, I would have forgotten this story if I hadn't taped it and put it on YouTube. So I'm pleased with what I'm doing. I have my granddaughter Jessica and my daughter Jan to thank for me sitting here talking to you. They made it happen for me. They did a good job, but they need to teach me a few more tricks of the trade so that I can look like a professional. I didn't comb my hair. I didn't do anything. I said, and I needed to brush my teeth before I came back to talk to you after I ate my dinner. And let me tell you something. Nothing can be any better than a good grilled cheese sandwich. And if you put 2 kinds of cheese, and I bought the hot chicken shaved and spread it thin on the Texas toast, and it's good. It's as good as standing in the kitchen and cooking a 4-course meal. You're just as satisfied as you would be if you spread the table with lots of dishes. In fact, I put mine on a paper plate. Yeah, little paper plate. Had my chips and had my carrot sticks. And now, I'm considering turning on the television, but I don't think I want to. I want to stay away from what we're having to watch these days. We won't go into that subject because you know what I'm talking about. So, and I forgot to tell you, Jan came over last Saturday. Man alive, can that girl work. She was helping me put the Christmas decorations in the Christmas boxes, the Easter decorations in the Easter boxes, and label them correctly. Some of the boxes, or tubs, I should call it the plastic tubs. That's what you want to pack your good things in, or those plastic tubs that with a lid that will seal them in. She worked so fast, what she did in one afternoon would have taken me all week long to do. For one thing, I have back problems and I couldn't lift all those big tubs. I had books in tubs. I've got china in tubs. Have to be very careful with those things. In fact, Jan had this great big tub filled with my Independence dishes collection. It was the very first thing I started collecting back about 1980. And I've got a lot of them. And she said, these are going in my barn. If you're looking for them, remember the Independent dishes are in my barn. And I said, yes, and they'll probably stay there because I don't plan on bringing them back in my house. I don't have room for them anymore. I just hope that whatever happened to them, they are enjoyed, because I have enjoyed having them using setting tables. In fact, I've got quite a few photographs with my Independent dishes, and one day I'll put them together and let you see what I do with my tablescapes. The word tablescape years ago was never heard of. It's just been in the last 2 or 3 years that you hear people talking about tablescapes. And they're fun to do. They really are. A friend came by about a week ago. One of my YouTube friends hadn't met him in person, but he lives here in town, and so he came by just to meet me. We sat in the lobby for 2 hours talking, really good conversationalists, and he brought me a bouquet of flowers. Now, what could be better than that? They're just about gone now. The roses are starting to lose their petals, but I've enjoyed them every day. Next week, a couple of ladies are coming from Ohio. They're coming to visit Jan and me. They want to go through the antique shop and see Jan's collections. And then I'm not going to tell you where we're taking them for lunch, because they might be watching me now. And I want it to be a surprise to them, because they will love it. So that gets them something to look forward to for the next few days. And I'll be reporting on our visit. And I've met a few of my viewers who do live here in Lexington. In fact, I think there are a few who live here at Hanover Towers, but they haven't told me. I've met two of them that live here, and that was just by chance. When they called me Granny Pat, I knew they had been watching me on YouTube, because nobody calls me Granny Pat that knows me. So, I'm going to let you go now. I've got to take a few things to Jan tomorrow, and I probably will take her something for her lunch. I bought a roasted chicken, and I'm going to see if I can't separate it, take some of it to her, and she and Charlie can have roasted chicken for supper. So, this isn't much of a story, but I do want to thank Toby for his letter. He brought tears to my eyes. So, but that's okay. You know, that means he did a good job. And I hope to hear from you again anytime. So, I found my pajamas. I got a new pair of pajamas. They're the softest things. They're kind of, the pants are knee length, That way they don't wrap around your legs, during the night. But I said, well, I want to save those for when I get sick. Because when you get sick, you want your best pajamas or gowns or robes to be handy and clean. So I keep looking at them and thinking, what am I waiting for to wear my new pajamas? I don't want to have to get sick to wear them, so I'm going to wear them tonight. No pictures. No, don't you even think about me taking pictures. Not at all. I have been, well, I think I need to tell you this. I spend a lot of time reading my messages. Sometimes there'll be 20 or 30 messages. It takes time to read them, and I answer if something comes to my mind immediately. But if I have to think about it and try to think of something to respond with, I don't. I just let you know. I've read it, and I'm pleased that you wanted to message me. So it takes more time than you think it does to keep up with all of my messages and to respond and let you know that I read every message. And if I have something to say, I say it. So thank you all for being so faithful to responding to me. And I'll do my best to come up with some good story. I'm holding back on the next one. I'll wait a day or two before I send it to you. It's a good one. You'll like it. So you have a good night and sleep well. Thank you bunches.